All right, Brian, for more on this, let's bring in our political panel. Joining us now is
T&J News, where the truth is out and the facts come about. Today we are here with a historian, Dr. T.
Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. Now, Dr. T, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We are here today to speak about the Second Amendment. Isn't that right?
That is correct. I would like to shed some truth and light on this subject to our general audience here.
Thank you. So, Doctor, I will ask you a few questions today to allow our general public to learn a thing or two about the United States Constitution. To begin with, could you tell us what the Second Amendment is?
Yes. First, let me read a description written by Jefferson himself. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It was written in the Constitution with the intention of allowing people to defend themselves in time of an invasion or in time of a domestic threat.
Thank you for that information, Doctor. Do you mind if I ask when exactly in American history this amendment was created?
It was created in 1791, I believe, and this was at the formation of our country. It was part of the Constitution and our basic amendments.
So the Bill of Rights, right, Doctor?
That is correct.
Okay. Would you mind going into further detail on why the Second Amendment was created?
With the original intention of the people who wrote the Constitution and helped to kind of collaborate to write this document were worried about the government kind of invading the people's freedoms, and they believed that it was important to have a militia in order to protect themselves from those freedoms being taken away. Also to kind of prevent any domestic crime and things, so that people would be able to protect their families and whatnot. If that makes sense.
So, Doctor, it kind of sounds like you just addressed the two sides of today's controversy, where one is it protects the rights of individuals to keep and bear arms, versus the one where it's only exercised through militia companies, such as the National Guard. Would that be kind of what you're saying here?
That is correct. Yeah, there are two sides of it. I kind of find myself resting in the middle of it all, but yes, there are definitely two sides.
Would you mind going into detail or giving us some examples of the two sides of the controversy?
Yeah. So, one side is going to be the people who believe it protects the individual right to bear arms. So people who believe that it gives them the right to use firearms to hunt and protect their personal belongings, property, and relatives. The other side of the argument being people that believe it secures the rights for a militia, which is obviously no longer needed now that we have a federal military. So this means that it only applies to things like law enforcement, National Guard, and the likes.
So I have a question about the whole Homeland Security. Do you believe that Homeland Security plays a role in the second argument that we have discussed?
That is an interesting question. From a historian's perspective, I do not believe so, because the Constitution was written kind of with the idea that it would be for the American people. And Homeland Security is a department of the U.S. government, which is a federal organization, and I do not believe that the Second Amendment should apply to them. It was written with the intention of the American people and not the federal government. In fact, it was written to oppose their oppression.
I see. So I have a certain case today with today's controversy that I would like to bring up.
Means, yes.
How do you think the Second Amendment should be affected or
kind of utilized, maybe?
Yeah, that is the word I'm looking for, with the Kyle Rittenhouse case that recently occurred.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I think I need to go get another cup of coffee. I'll be returning shortly.
Doctor, could you?
I need to leave. I have a meeting.
Thank you for listening to T&J News.